everyone, and welcome to Take a CIP, our new monthly YouTube series where we talk about all things Community Investments Program. My name is Megan Morris. I'm one of the programs coordinators over at the CIP office, and I'm joined here today with Kelly Williams from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Lodge number 91, to talk about their Beacon Grant project. So hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hey, Megan. It's a pleasure. It is a pleasure.
Well, thank you. So yeah, now with all the changes of last year from the pandemic, our grants had to change a little bit as well. So with the Beacon Grant and the Spotlight Grant opening just around the corner on June 1st, we wanted to talk about a lodge that really brought the flexibility in with their project last year. So thank you again, Kelly, for joining us today. And to start things off, I just wanted to see, how did you get involved with the grant program at your lodge?
Well, actually, I'm passionate about nonprofits, and the majority of my life have always worked with nonprofits. So, always looking for dollars. There's never enough, and and everywhere you can find them, it just makes a difference. So that's why I personally got very involved with the grant process at our lodge, because it's familiar to me too.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I always say. Nobody knows how to stretch a dollar quite like the grants coordinators at lodges. It's really incredible. And I was reviewing your final report. You really found some ways to make the money work there. So speaking of which, can you tell us a little bit more about your Beacon Grant project? I know you used the flexibility that we allowed to do 2 projects this year with your Beacon Grant.
We did. We were able to continue our Lunch and Learn program with the Catoosa County Performance Learning Center, and that is for it's an alternative school. So children who had problems attending regular high school, they were moved into this other school to increase them and help with more vocational training, life skills, that kind of thing, to encourage them. Most of the children in the school had children, so it was difficult, and it was making it hard for them to attend.
Sure.
So we wanted to continue that, but with COVID and the Zoom meetings, that became an issue that we needed to look at. And then we wanted to add our veteran program. Our local veterans, both coming back into the system and those that are homeless, were looking for jobs, but they didn't have materials that they needed, or they needed an internet connection, just a one-time, initial fee. And so we were able to help with that, or they needed tools. So we were able to work with our local job center and our local homeless coalition to find ways that we could provide them with the materials or the items that they needed to actually continue work or be able to work from home, just to stay in the workforce. So our Lunch and Learn program has been very interesting, because we've been able to Zoom meetings and provide the children with incentives. That was the bulk of that grant, was to provide them with the incentives to continue to learn online. So we were able to give them cards for Chick-fil-A and Buffalo Wild Wings, but restaurants that they could drive through and eat. And so they were really excited about that. As a matter of fact, when the change started, many of the students asked if we were going to continue, if they were going to get to continue to participate, because it was just a big deal. And remember too, we're in a rural area, so it's low income, and they were very excited. And so it was able to continue. And that's what we were most excited about.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. And it really just goes to show you understand your community so well and are able to pick up on those needs that are necessary and needed at the time. So thank you so much for telling us more about the project. Do you think these 2 projects you'll continue with the Beacon Grant this year, now that the flexibility is still allowed?
Definitely, I think so, because the students, it has shown, we actually anticipated about 50% of the students would would actually take part in our Lunch and Learn program. But it turned out that it was more like 68 to 70% of the students did. So we thought that was a huge success. Now, when we had, in person, it was even higher than that. So, so we felt that that was a big success. And working with the local job center and our homeless coalition, helping veterans get on their feet and stay on their feet with just, I mean, it's sometimes just simple items, boots and gloves that they need for a job. And that has been very successful. And I think that our partners, the Job Center and the Homeless Coalition, they are looking for us to continue to help them. And we want to do that because it does make a difference.
For sure. Great. Thank you so much. These have been just really astounding projects. I'm so happy to see it continue in the future and to see everything that you're doing for your community. Before we head off, of course, thank you for everything you do. Before we head off, I just wanted to see if you had any advice for any grants coordinators or anyone trying to enter the grant programs at their lodge.
I will say, do not be afraid of it. The very first thing is people, you say grant. Oh, I can't write a grant. Oh no, I don't know what to do. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's not brain surgery. It is very simple. Find a project that you're passionate about, write it down, and then just do it. And it will make a difference. And I will say, if it doesn't work, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Just find out what did work and then what didn't work so that you can make those changes. And then it just becomes a huge accomplishment, not only for the lodge, but for your community. And it encourages people to get involved, and it encourages people in the community to become good Elks.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much for that. Again, thank you everyone for joining in today. Thank you very much to Kelly Williams in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Lodge 91 for all their work in their community. If you like this series, feel free to like and subscribe right on our YouTube to see more. And otherwise, be sure to start applying for the Beacon and the Spotlight grants. They'll open on June 1st. We have expansive toolkits that go into all the details about the flexibility, about the merging process. And then we have us here at the CIP who would be more than happy to help. So Kelly, thank you so much again for joining us, and everyone have such a wonderful day. Bye.